The queue. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to your favorite trivia app. Why is it your favorite app? Well, because I'm here. Because I showed up as I do each and every weekday around the 5:30 hour out here in California. Now, if you're on the East Coast, that's 8:30. Central Time is 7:30, and they do have a Mountain Time zone. I checked. I had to look it up this morning. There is still a Mountain Time zone, which I respect as being a real time zone, and your game is at 6:30. So I hope everybody's had a good week. I hope that you've at least gotten through it, and now it's Friday. It's happy hour out here in CA, so crack open a cold one. It doesn't have to be a beer. It could be a LaCroix or whatever else you prefer to sip on. If it has bubbles, it helps. That always helps me. Even if I'm not drinking a beer, I love the tickle of bubbles on my throat. So it's a good way to wind down the day, even if it is just a LaCroix pamplemousse flavor. No idea what pamplemousse is. I never heard of it until I saw it on the LaCroix. So like I said, today's Casual Friday, as you can clearly tell. But I'm still hosting trivia, folks. I'm still buttoned up. The mental tie and suit jacket is here right now because I'm focused on this game today. Why? It's a new one. Well, it's the same kind of game, but it's a fill in the blank, which you're used to. You got to do some work today, okay? It's $50 on the line here, so we're going to make you do a little bit of work. You have to type in the answer. You have 13 seconds to do so. But here's the wrinkle, is that every answer is something to do with TV. Now, it could be a TV show that is on. It could be a TV show that is past. It could be a TV show that's streaming. It doesn't matter what the network is. It's what I was stressed to tell everybody. It's not a Quibi show, okay? There's no Quibi shows that are answers in today's matchup. I don't know why I'm getting so fiery with Quibi. I haven't really heard any Quibi. I have some friends that do Quibi shows. I haven't. Who's got a? Chrissy Teigen's got one, right? Right, I might check that one out. And then there's like a daily movie one that my friends Maud and Andre do. So there's some good Quibi stuff. But look, if you're talking apps and you're talking entertainment, you've come to the right place. And that's what all the questions are about today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 2 characters from the show, okay? And then I'm going to give you a setting. See how nice I am? I give you the 2 characters and the setting. All you have to do is tell me what the show is. So do you want to try one? I don't want to put all the pressure on you right away to get your first one correct without a practice, without getting the heart rate going a little bit. So here we go. Here's a nice practice. Your example is if I said, hypothetically, if I were to say Homer Simpson, Ned Flanders, Springfield, what would you type? Shout it out. I can't see your response. You can't type it because it's a practice. You would say The Simpsons, right? You would say The Simpsons. Or the Simpsoids, as one episode made fun of. So you would say The Simpsons, and you'd be correct in doing that. Now, you see how easy that is? If you can do that 12 times, then you are going to win a share of the $50 pot. And what is better than that? So that's how the game is played today. Make sure you're sharing the app with your friends, as I always ask you to do. Your friends, your family, your pets. By the way, the Wonder Dog is right over there. She is snoozing, and she had a long day, so she may not be camera ready. But not going to preclude me from hosting one hell of a game. So share the app. Every time you share the app and somebody uses your referral code, which is just your username, then they get a free extra life and you get a free extra life. So you can act like you're giving and like you really care about the person. It doesn't matter if I'm not going to tell and you're not going to tell because you get a free extra life too. It's like if you bought someone a sweater for Christmas, but then you also got a sweater. They don't know. They don't know you got that sweater for free. They just think that you're awesome. So be an awesome person. Share the app. And I think I'm just about ready to get going. Okay. So this weekend, you can watch my special, my stand-up comedy special, Dog Stepfather, on Amazon Prime, and Mark's Virtual Bar Trivia, which I do on my YouTube channel, which is Mark Tutu Ellis. You can go over there anytime, and I'm doing a special benefit for this place, for the Comedy Store. They have a benefit relief in place for all of their employees, the wait staff, people who clean the joint, things like that. All the things that I used to do back when I worked there. I was one of my first jobs out here in LA before they let me go on stage on Saturday night. I had to clean the puke off the toilets and park the famous people's cars. It was a lot of fun, and I respect everybody that did do it, currently does it, or will do it. So I'm doing a little bit of help and a push towards that. So if you want to come hang out with me tomorrow night on YouTube, you're more than welcome. Enough. Shut up, Mark. Let's just play the game and get this weekend kicked off. Here we go. Your first question. Got 12 questions in here today, folks, and they're all really good. They're all really good. So we're going to start with the first one. 2 characters and a setting. Here we go. Type in your answer when you think you know it. Jerry Seinfeld, Elaine Bennis, New York City. All right, if y'all miss this one, then my heart goes out to you. Keep playing because you can get points, and points are always good, but you should really know this one, okay? Counting down here, and time, she's up. Of course, we're looking for not The Single Guy, not Boston Common. I'm trying to think of other shows that aired around the must-see TV lineup. It's Seinfeld. It's perhaps the greatest sitcom of all time, not named Martin. That's my favorite 90s sitcom, but Seinfeld is way up there, and it's a great, rewatchable show, and there's your first answer. So now we figured out how to play the game, and we move on to your next question, which is probably a little more difficult. You ready? Here it is. Frasier Crane, Daphne Moon, Seattle. All right, so you may hear this and think, oh, well, there's multiple correct answers? There's only one correct answer, folks. I would never lead you astray. Okay, Dr. Frasier Crane, Daphne Moon, and Seattle. What do you got? The answer you're left with is Frasier. Hello. Dr. Fraser Crane here. Fraser, he was just well put together psychiatrist on the radio, but then off the radio, he had a haphazard life, dating women left and right. His brother Niles was dating Daphne Moon, and I think they ended up together. And John Mahoney, the late great John Mahoney, so great as the father on that show. Special shout out to the dog that was Eddie on that show. Great mom. All right, your next question. This is fun. I'm good at this. I'm okay. Your next question. Michael Scott, Pam Beasley, Scranton, Pennsylvania. All right. I think a lot of people are big fans of this show. I don't count myself in your category. I'm not amongst your ranks, but with Michael Scott, Pam Beasley, you hear the name Scranton. I'm pretty sure the town Scranton has like made a cottage industry out of people visiting there just to take pictures because that's the town that is the setting for The Office. And of course, everybody loves The Office. Maybe it's just me. The show gives me anxiety in a way that I cannot articulate properly. My whole life, as you can tell, is set up to avoid ever being in an office. A Zoom meeting is rough enough for me, so I don't really want to visit one on television, but it does have its humorous moments from time to time. Scott's Tots, I have seen, and it is very funny. Your next question, if you don't hate me for not liking The Office, here's your 2 clues and your city. Stringer Bell, Jimmy McNulty, Baltimore. Okay, this was the question I asked when I went live on Instagram Live. I go on Instagram Live just about every day before the show, give you a free answer. This is the answer that I gave, and people who were commenting got it correct. So very proud of my Instagram followers. Am I proud of the Q players today? Yeah, I think I am. I think a lot of y'all got it. It's considered maybe the best drama I've heard of all time. You got The Sopranos is way up there. You got Breaking Bad is way up there. And they always get compared to The Wire. The Wire, 5 epic seasons of television, courtesy of HBO, and every facet of what's going on in Baltimore. It's a cool show. It's an intense show, and I highly recommend you check it out. Better than The Office. Your next question. We still have over 250 perfect games. So if you can hang in there with TV, you might actually see a good chunk of change after today's game. Your query, 2 names, and your town. Monica Geller, Joey Tribbiani, New York City. I wonder if anybody's ever done a study which city is the most sitcoms set in. Because New York City, it's obviously the biggest or most famous city in the world, whatever, the greatest city in the world. That's up for debate. But there is no doubt that in New York City, there was a little coffee shop called Central Perk, which I credit for the explosion of people from first daters to screenwriters and everybody in between hanging out at coffee shops all day and making the lines long at Starbucks. That would be Friends. Monica Geller, played by Courtney Cox. Joey Tribbiani, played by Matt LeBlanc. I guess you could have guessed Joey, but I don't think that Courtney Cox's character ever made a cameo on there. So the answer is Friends. And Joey might not have been set in New York City. So why am I even bringing up Joey? Sorry I put that in your memory. Your next question, as we look forward, not past. Here are your 2 names and your clue. Sam Malone, Carla Tortelli, and Boston. I was going to say Tortellini. And I would have been wrong and slightly racist. Sam Malone, Carla Tortelli, and Boston. Not Tortellini. Come on. I've been watching too much Sopranos, and it's all the Italian pastas have gotten in my head. But the answer we're looking for, what's the most famous sitcom set in Beantown? Come on. They love that dirty water over at Cheers. Sam Malone, the former Red Sox pitcher turned bartender, and Carla, played by the brilliant Rhea Perlman. Such a great show. Go back and watch Cheers. I think they still have it streaming or on Nick at Night. The jokes hit so freaking hard. Just my opinion. Much better than The Office. And The Wire. I said it. At me. Your next question. 2 names and a town. Jay Pritchett, Claire Dunphy, Los Angeles. All right, so for me, those names don't leap off the page as I know those answers. Does Shocktober, does Enclave 42, Dem 7A all still got perfect rounds going. Jay Pritchett and Claire Dunphy, they live in Los Angeles, which is the city that you see right behind me. And the show, I think they just finished their run. or they're about to finish their run, of over 10 years. Modern Family. Modern Family. Another show I just never really got into. I can appreciate it, but just never really, I don't know. Jay always kind of got on my nerves a little bit, but it is what it is. And I do love me some Ed O'Neill and some Sofia Vergara. So maybe I'll give Modern Family another shot. In the meantime, we're moving on to your next TV clue for another correct point. 2 names and a city. Leonard Hofstadter, Sheldon Cooper, Pasadena, California. Which, if you look really hard, you can also see Pasadena over my left shoulder. You got to squint. Leonard Hofstadter, Sheldon Cooper, Pasadena, California. And for my money, this is the toughest one so far. And I say that because I don't know the answer offhand. So, do you? What are we looking at? Oh, right. Sheldon Cooper. Okay, so Leonard and Sheldon. If it just said Leonard and Sheldon, I would have been like, oh yeah, duh, Big Bang Theory. But because we made them humans, and because we gave them a last name, I was like, I have no idea what show this is. But I didn't know Big Bang Theory took place in Pasadena, California. Birthplace of the greatest band ever, Van Halen. And it's where the Redskins won Super Bowl 17 at the Rose Bowl. And apparently Leonard and Sheldon, the Big Bang Theory gang, are from there. And we move on to your next question. This is, we're already at 10? Man, I thought I was killing more time than that. Your 10th question today. Carrie Mathison, Saul Berenson, Langley, Virginia. Okay, so I'm not going to make the same mistake again. I'm just going to say Carrie and Saul, and then Langley, Virginia. Carrie Mathison, Saul Berenson. I have a guess, and this would be a guess for me. I don't know if y'all are guessing when you type in what you think is the answer. I'm not even looking at, I'm going to say it's the Americans. Am I close? Ah, no. Homeland. Homeland is the correct answer. Damn it. I started watching The Americans and I kind of drifted in and out. It's a compelling show. Never seen a lick of Homeland. Never seen a lick of it. And I think now I owe it to you, the home viewer, and everybody watching to go binge some Homeland and figure this out. So I'm getting a note from our producer, Will, that it's a good show. And you got to trust Will because in a week, he grew a bigger beard than I did. He was clean shaven last week, folks. Not anymore. Already surpassed me. He's now the lead singer of our ZZ Top cover band. We have 2 questions left. And then you're off on your weekend to start missing me until Monday. Your penultimate question in today's match. Your 2 name clues are Don Draper and Peggy Olson and their city. You guessed it, New York City. The famed city where most salsas not named picante are made. And we still have over 130 perfect games. So CPW Bandits in there. Cronulla's in there. Clay 42 still perfect. Don Draper, Peggy Olson, New York City. And if I could give another hint now that time's up, go back in time a little bit. Go back to the 1950s when ad agencies were trying to get kids to smoke cigarettes and drink alcohol and all that good stuff. The answer we're looking for is Mad Men. Mad Men is the correct response. Yet another show that I've never seen. Am I slacking here? I watch a lot of live sports. What can I say? And after the live sports are done, I will watch the Sports Center recap of said live sports. Then if I still have time in my night, I'll go wind down with an episode of Family Guy, which I slap my knee to by myself. It's so funny. I will slap my knee by myself. We're here. We've arrived at the last question. Thank God, am I right? We have 130 perfect games left. So this one, it's not the toughest one, but it might trip some people up. So be prepared and be ready with your thumbs because you got 13 seconds to type the answer when you think you know the show that has these 2 characters in this city. Walter White, Jesse Pinkman, Albuquerque, New Mexico. I once had a flight from LA to New York have to make an emergency landing in Albuquerque. And apparently they just needed to get gas. Like they forgot to get gas in Burbank. And so they're like, I guess we're going to Albuquerque, which is also the setting for perhaps. And this is a big perhaps. I'm not ready to crown it yet, but perhaps the greatest show about blue methamphetamine of all time. And that would be Walter White, Jesse Pinkman. Breaking Bad is the answer. Breaking Bad is the clue and the answer that you were looking for. Breaking Bad, the epic show, 5 seasons long. Coming up on Rotten Tomatoes on their YouTube channel, I'm actually doing a show that I host called Versus, where it's 2 shows or movies against each other. And the upcoming one is Breaking Bad versus The Sopranos. Which show is better? If you want to join me in the conversation on Twitter or on Instagram, I'm at Mark Ellis Live. If you don't and you're sick of me, totally understand. The dog is sick of me too. She's still snoozing, so no camera for her today. But Molly says goodbye, and I hope you have a great weekend. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Congratulations to our 131 winners today. You definitely grew up watching the tube as opposed to reading books.